Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I am Rizwan Aslam Razi and I hope you all will be in good health. Students, we were learning about partial fractions. It's our second lecture and we will continue from our previous lecture that was how to make partial fractions. Before going on, I would like to suggest something that if you want to learn these partial fractions properly, you must follow the following steps that I'm going to describe you now. The first step is whenever you are going to make partial fractions of a rational fraction, students first of all check whether the given fraction is proper or improper. It means that when there is a, an improper fraction, you must have to divide it. So first check, in case of improper fraction, divide it to make it proper. When you divide the numerator by denominator, as we have learned in our previous classes in ninth class, in 8th, in 7th as well, that how can we divide two algebraic expressions the same way we divide the numerator by denominator to make it proper. When you make your fraction a proper fraction, then we make partial fractions by using unknowns like a, b, c, etc. But this will be only in the case of linear factors in denominator. But if there are quadratic factors in denominator, we will not take unknown like ABC. Rather, we will take AX plus B, CX plus D, EX plus F, and so on. So in this way, we will make partial fractions, and the remaining step will be same as we will use the sign of plus between these partial fractions. Moving on, the next step will be to multiply the denominator of given fraction to each fraction that we have made. Put any one of simple linear factor equal to 0, which will give the value of x. By putting this value in equation, we will get the value of unknown. Similarly, if the value of second and third unknown is to be found, so it will be repeated in the same way we can find these values. But if you don't have a simple linear factor, then we will equate the coefficients by using coefficient theorem that we already have learned in our previous lecture. Now students, I'm going to solve question number 5 by using these necessary steps. Remember students, these steps are used to clarify your problems. These steps will not be written when you are solving the question. So the question is 1 over x minus 1, 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. In denominator, we have three linear factors. So as the factors are linear, so we will use a, b and c to make partial fractions of this rational fraction. As I have made, and remember students, the first step is to check whether the fraction, given partial fraction, is given rational fraction is proper or improper. And we have seen that this given fraction is a proper fraction. So dear students, we make three partial fractions. The first one is a over x minus 1. The second one is b over 2x minus 1. And the third one is c over 3x minus 1. The next step is to multiply both sides by the denominator of given fraction. We will get, when we multiply the denominator of given fraction, that is x minus 1, 2x minus 1, 3x minus 1, on both sides, the first side will be cancelled out and the remaining factor will be only 1. And when we multiply these three factors with a, x minus 1 will be cancelled out and the remaining factors will be 2x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. Similarly, when we multiply these three factors with b over 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1 will be cancelled out and the remaining factors will be b into x minus 1, 3 into 3x minus 1. And finally, when we multiply these three factors with c over 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1 will be cancelled out and the remaining factors will be c into x minus 1 into 2x minus 1. Now moving on to the next step, we will put simple linear factors equal to 0, and the first factor is x minus 1 is equal to 0. Remember students, when we put x minus 1 is equal to 0, the whole value of that particular term will be equal to 0. And when we solve x minus 1 is equal to 0, we will get x is equal to 1. We put this value in the above equation. So 1 is equal to a into, as the value of x is 1, so 2 into 1 is equal to 2 minus 1, and the 3 into 1 will be 3 minus 1, as the value of x is 1. But for b and c, as x minus 1 is 0, so b will be multiplied by 0 and it will be 0. And similarly, the third term will also become 0 due to x minus 1. The next step is 1 is equal to a into 2 minus 1 is equal to 1 and 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So we have three factors a, 1 and 2 multiplying each other. The result will be 2a, and as 2 is multiplying with a, so on the other hand, on the other side, it will be divided. So the value of a is 1 over 2. Similarly, we can find the value of b and c. So when we put 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, the value of x will be 1 over 2 as it is mentioned in first step. Now we put 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, and where there will be no 2x minus 1, the value of x will be put over there, and the value of x is 1 by 2. So the first equation will become 1 is equal to a into 0, as 2x minus 1 was multiplying with a, so a will be cancelled out by 0. Similarly, c also contain the factor 2x minus 1, it will also be 0, and the unknown b will be multiplied by the factors, as it had no 2x minus 1 in equation 1. That's why it will be solved by putting the value of x is equal to 1 over 2. When we put x is equal to 1 over 2 in the factors multiplying with b, we will get minus 1 over 4. And as 4 is dividing, so on the other side it will be multiplied along with the negative sign. So the value of b is minus 4. On the same way, the value of c is to be evaluated. So when we put 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, 3x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 over 3, the value of x will be used where there will not be 3x minus 1, as 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. So in a there is 3x minus 1, so it will become 0, b will also become 0, but c will remain, as there is no factor multiplying with c, that is 3x minus 1. So when we put 1 over 3 in place of x, we will find the 2 over 9c is equal to 1. When we take 2 over 9 on the other side, the value of c will be 9 over 2. By putting the value of a, b and c in equation 1, we will get 1 over 2 into x minus 1, as the value of a was 1 over 2. So we will put 1 at the place of numerator and 2 with denominator. X minus 1 was already there. Similarly, the value of b is minus 4, so minus will be put at the center, as plus minus is equal to minus, and 4 will be plotted as a numerator, and 2x minus 1 was already there. Last, we will put 9 over 2 in place of c, so 9 will be written at the top as a numerator, and 2 will be multiplied by the denominator, which is 3x minus 1. So in this way we can make partial fractions and solve them to find the result. That's all for students. At the end, I would like to say, if you act upon my advice and will continue of doing practice at your homes, you will certainly learn a lot and finally succeed. Inshallah. Love.